Have you noticed this? The more badly you want something, the harder it becomes to achieve it. It might be an event, it might be a particular thing that you want, or it might be a particular person. The more you want it, the harder it gets to achieve it. Now, this happens because our attachment to the outcomes of our action creates an unnecessary resistance in manifesting it. I discovered this when I was working really hard in my own firm to build it and to scale it. I began to notice this common pattern that used to occur. Whenever I was working very hard, whenever I was very stressful, whenever I was too attached to the outcomes, I never got it. But when I learned to let go, when I learned to surrender, I began seeing some incredible results. So that is what we will explore today. Today we will explore the power of letting go in order to get what we truly want. We will explore the ancient Vedanta, Karma Yoga, and also David Hawkins' 4 stages of letting go to truly understand how this works and how to make use of it practically in our lives to actually achieve what we want to achieve. First, let's understand how attachment is tied to suffering. In this culture, in this modern world, we are all programmed and conditioned to achieve something, whether it is professionally, whether it is in our business, whether it is grades as students. We are forced, we are conditioned to always want something from the external world and always achieve something. Affirmations, visualization, all these manifestation techniques, everything is focused towards external reality, getting something from the external world. But have you noticed, the more you become attached to the external world, the more you suffer. Because no matter what, everything in the external world may not go according to your plan. And this is why we talk about a simple formula in our community. And that is, your state of happiness is inversely proportional to your attachment to the external world. The more attached you are to different things, to different people, to different circumstances, the less happy you are, the less joyful you are. The more detached you are, the more happy you are. Now, this doesn't mean we need to give up anything. This doesn't mean we should all give up our businesses, our houses, and go sit in a cave meditating. That is not the point of detachment. Detachment simply means whether the external world gives me something or not, or whether what I want actually happens in the external world, that will not affect my state of being. I am in control of my state of being and no one else. This is vairagya. This is detachment. And this is a very profound quality to cultivate. And the amazing thing is, the more you become detached and let go of things, the more easily you manifest your goals. It sounds paradoxical, but it is very true. Now, the spiritual traditions, especially Advaita Vedanta, clearly speaks about how suffering is caused due to our attachment to the external world. Our desires and our attachment to the desires is the root of all suffering. Even Lord Buddha said the same thing. Consider what happens when you grasp sand tightly in your palm. The harder you squeeze, the more it escapes through your fingers. Similarly, when you become emotionally invested in specific outcomes, we create an energetic state of resistance within ourselves. David Hawkins, in his book Letting Go, articulates this principle when he says, to be surrendered means to have no strong emotion about a thing. It is okay if it happens, and it is okay if it does not. This state of equanimity represents freedom from the grip of attachment that causes our suffering. Now we have discussed how our state of being creates a certain reality for us and we attract different things because of it in the previous videos. And through this understanding, try to look at what is happening here. When we are too attached to an outcome, our energy is in a certain way. We are actually communicating to the universe and our own essence that we do not yet have it. Because if we actually had that thing that we are attached to and that we are craving for, that tension, that resistance would not be there. We would simply be in a state of equilibrium, in a state of balance. This is a very subtle thing, but it is very important to grasp. This small attachment that you have towards your desires are actually hindering the process of creation and the process of manifestation. We can look at it another way. The energy field surrounding us transforms depending on our relationship to our desires. When we are attached, our energy becomes constricted, rigid, and resistant. And through this, we emanate a frequency of lack and desperation. This vibrational state actually repels what we want rather than attracting it. In relationships, someone desperate for love often drives potential partners away. The same principle applies to all forms of attachment. And Advaita Vedanta puts this in a beautiful way. Advaita Vedanta says when we are attached to certain things in the external world, we create an artificial sense of separation between the subject and the object that technically doesn't exist. As per Advaita Vedanta, it is all one reality. It is one infinite consciousness that we are experiencing as duality because of our identification, because of our avidya. So Vedanta says, when you are looking at something in the external world and when you are craving for it and when you are attached to it, you are simply creating an artificial sense of gap between yourself and that particular object. That gap technically doesn't exist, but you created it yourself. And from another perspective, we can understand that this gap repels that object away from us. It pushes that object away from us. The more we want something, the more difficult it is to get it. Now let's come to the second part where we will discuss the 4 stages of detachment and what it means to be detached from the Vedantic perspective. Let us begin with David Hawkins' 4 stages of surrender. This is a practical method that you can make use of to surrender your goals, your attachments, and by doing so, bring them in your life. The stage 1 is simple. It is simply about recognizing, understanding, and acknowledging the attachment and resistance. We need to first accept the problem. We need to first recognize the problem. This is the first stage. This requires honest self-awareness about what we are feeling. As Hawkins explains, the first step is to allow yourself to have the feeling without resisting it, venting it, fearing it, or condemning it, or even moralizing about it. Like noticing a knot in a rope before trying to untangle it, we must recognize the tension in our body when thinking about outcomes, the anxiety beneath our drive for achievement, or our fear of not getting what we want. So as we are going through these stages, make use of this right now. Apply it right now. Think about something which you are very attached to. It might be a certain goal that you are trying to reach. It might be certain outcome in your life that you are trying to manifest. Now think about that and think about the attachment that you have towards that outcome or goal and feel that resistance in your body. Feel that attachment and that slight stress in your body. Simply notice it, recognize it, acknowledge it. Don't try to do anything yet, but be aware of it. This is stage 1. After this, we move to stage 2, where we welcome and where we are fully experiencing this emotion without any sense of judgment whatsoever. This stage feels counterintuitive because we've been conditioned to suppress discomfort. Yet, Hawkins teaches that letting go involves being aware of a feeling, letting it come up, staying with it, and letting it run its course. Similar to standing in rain rather than seeking shelter, we turn toward disappointment, anger, or fear with acceptance and curiosity. I think this is clear. At stage 2, You embrace that feeling of attachment, you embrace that resistance, whatever that negative emotion that you're feeling because of your attachment and because of your desires. You allow yourself to experience it completely without any judgment. Just accept it and embrace it. This is stage 2. With this, let us come to stage 3. This is about letting the emotion flow through completely without any resistance. A feeling that is not resisted will disappear as the energy behind it dissipates. Like ice melting into water, when we stop fighting our feelings, they begin to move freely through our awareness, creating space for new possibilities. So, only when we try to suppress these emotions, they affect us negatively. When we allow ourselves to experience it completely, they simply run their course and we can let go of it. That is the idea. Now, all of this will come together in stage 4, which is about allowing the energy to dissolve and transform. The emotional charge fueling our attachment dissolves completely here. When surrender occurs, there is an immediate, lighter, happier feeling, almost like a high. So, the stage 4 is actually about surrender. It is about simply letting go of it and giving it up. If you worship God, if you are a theist, then this can happen in an easier way. Think of that God, think of that divinity, and simply let this resistance go and surrender it towards that infinite power. This can be a really powerful practice. So, these are the 4 stages of letting go. At first, we recognize the resistance that is there, we simply become aware of it, and we become aware of that stress, that emotional charge that is associated with that attachment to our goals and desires. Stage 2 is about welcoming it and embracing it. Stage 3 is about letting it flow thoroughly without any resistance. And finally, when it has run its course, stage 4 is about surrendering it and moving on. This is what you can follow to let go of anything in your life. And when we look at the ancient Vedanta and Bhagavad Gita, we find profound teachings that align with this and that tells us how letting go is a virtue. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhur ma te sangostva karmani. Here Krishna says, you have the right to perform your duties or actions alone, not to the fruits of it. So detach yourself from the outcomes of your action and also stay away from inaction, he says. Krishna is basically asking us to surrender all our attachments to him and live peacefully and joyfully without any stress whatsoever. This is a profound way to live, and Karma Yoga is at the heart of conscious creation. Now, how can you apply this in your daily life? Daily, at least once a day, take an account of yourself, take an audit of yourself and some of the attachments and some of the resistances that you may have towards specific goals, outcomes, etc. Or just scan through your body and feel any kind of resistance that might be there, any kind of tension that might be there within your body. And once you notice it, start with step 1 or stage 1 and go through this process of letting go. Basically, let go of all this resistances, negativity, and energy blocks that are within you. As we begin to practice letting go, our life can unfold in a beautiful way.